Okay. Hello, everyone. So this is the digital age, and I want to fully utilize what that means and what that enables us to do. So, interestingly enough, just around this time last year, I did something very similar to this, where I posted an update um, using Google Hangouts. So you'll be watching this in the form of a YouTube video. So I want to go over Flow has grown exponentially over the past year, and even more so over the past summer. So I want to go over a lot of things of really what it means to be a part of Flow, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to decide what is your contribution, what is your role, or is Flow right for you at this time? Because for some of you, you may have decided that, well, maybe I'm not cut out to be a part of this movement right now. And the best thing that you can do for yourself and for Flow is to make a decision and to act on it, because that's how we're going to move forward. And more importantly, that's how you're going to move forward with your own life. So I have a PowerPoint presentation that I made for this cause specifically, and I'm going to be sharing that with you using screen share. So if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to come and message me about it, or you can comment under the video and I will get back to it. But I'm excited to be moving forward, and I hope everyone is just as excited as I am. Now, things are going to look weird for a quick second as I bring this PowerPoint presentation up. All right. So I'm just going to go right through this. Now, if you look at this, the first thing I want to talk about real quick is our brand. So the brand of Full Life Outreach Center is how we represent ourselves to the people around us, to the community, to our partners, and to potential donors and sponsors. Our representation, you'll always see this bright, happy blue color, and our brand is even happy. So when you see Flow, you're supposed to associate it with youth empowerment and youth work, and being, as our youth motto at the bottom right says, young, saved, and happy. Now, our motto is virtue is unity, and this is what our logo looks like. Um, so our organizational details will be a description at a glance of what the organization is all about. Like I said, virtue is unity is our motto. Young, saved, and happy is our youth motto. Now, our vision statement is what we want to be in the grand scheme of things, and that is to stand as a powerful outreach organization promoting social responsibility, volunteerism, and wholesome living through mentorship, education, and guidance. And our mission statement is a declaration of how we're going to get there. What are we going to do to get there? And that is to target, engage, and involve young Bahamians in community outreach, fostering positive growth and virtues. Now, our focus is kind of what we're doing right now. So we have our mission and our vision, but what are we able to do at this very moment to achieve them? What are we focusing on? And that is holistically developing in need communities of Bahamians, starting with youth, by providing services to target audiences which are founded upon principles of love, unity, and other faith-based virtues. And just as a side note at the bottom, FLO was established on October 3rd, 2013. Now, our executive summary is what a corporation or a business or even an individual is going to read to get an understanding of a little bit more of who we are and what we do. So, Full Life Outreach Center, as stated by our executive summary, is a faith based nonprofit organization. It is comprised of young people generally between the ages of 18 and 30. It's powered by youth and different empowerment initiatives led by a team of executives. It targets at-risk youth in the child care system and does general outreach segmented into four areas. So everything that we do will fall into child, teen, young adult, or community outreach. And it says see chart. Here is that chart. So in our child outreach, we target persons between the ages of 0 or infancy and 12 at the Bahamas Children's Emergency Hostel at this time. Our interaction frequency, meaning the amount of times we go there, is twice per month, and the activities we do are Flow curricula. If you'd like to learn more about that, contact Charity. Our teen outreach area is 13 to 17 in age, and we go to the Elizabeth Estates Children's Home once per month. We use a Flow curricula that was adapted from a wonderful resource given to us by the Bahamas Youth Network called the G2 Manual or Teacher's Booklet. Now, our young adult outreach, um, well, I call it teacher's booklet because I'm an educator, but our young adult outreach is 18 to 30. So our audience is our own FLO team, and we meet a minimum of twice per month, which is at FLO to You. And our new focus for FLO to You is not going to just be a time of getting together and having fun, but while we do that, we want to develop ourselves as not as youth leaders, meaning not just youth leaders in a church or in an organization like FLO, but as youth that are able to lead wherever we go, to be successful and to thrive. Now, the fourth area is community, which is all ages. This is where it all comes together. So our audience is the Bahamian community specifically, and the interaction frequency is need based. Whenever there's a need in the community, or whenever we have partners that want to host an event, for example, we have city lights, all of that is community outreach, and the activities are very general. Now, this is our flow chart of exactly who runs what, who falls where. And this is not to say that any one role is more important, because as you can see at a glance, it's all connected, meaning that in order for this to work effectively, every aspect of this flow chart must work together. So at the top, you have the executive director, Stefan Evans, which is myself. And if you follow my thick line to the right, it goes to partnerships, outreach, and fundraising. And included in that should also be education. Then you have our Deputy Executive Director, Cranston Sims, who's in charge of the teen ministry specifically. However, he's connected to all of the other facets of the organization, meaning that he plays a very administrative role in what goes on behind the scenes of Flow. And right beneath him, you will see Assistant Director, who is Javon Roca. Now, he's really in charge of public relations. However, once again, he plays an administrative role in everything that goes on. Now, if you go from left to right beneath that, you have our event coordinators, Trey Lightburn, who coordinates our events for our general population of volunteers, and Shivago Thompson, who will be the coordinator of our executive events. But they do both work together to plan all of them very skillfully. Now, right to the right of that, you have our children's ministry or children's outreach coordinator, who's Charity Roberts, our young adult outreach coordinator, who's DeAndre Cadet, and then you have our assistant director, who's in charge of human resources coordination, I should say. And that was formerly and very well done by Christopher Cooper, but that position is now vacant. Um, so he's in charge of volunteers and executives as well as staff, which will be the persons that work in the homes. And our volunteers would just be persons that participate in Flow to You and all of our socials. So moving right along, I want to talk a little bit about each key initiative. So these key initiatives are what we mainly do. And then community outreach are supplements to these. So each initiative has a 3-year goal, because our current strategic plan, which outlines what we do and how we do it, is written for the next 3 years. So the years 2015 through 2017. And our 3-year goal for the Bahamas Children's Emergency Hostel is to have a comprehensive outreach and financial support program by 2017. Now, in order to get to that goal, we have objectives and we have deliverables. I'm not going to read every single thing on the slide. As I said, if you want specific information about exactly how we do it right down to a science, then you can speak to me or Charity concerning it. But basically, when we're able to mark off our deliverables, we've come a step closer to marking off our objective. And for every objective we mark off, we've come a step closer to accomplishing our 3-year goal. So essentially, this 3-year goal can be accomplished in a year or in a month. It all depends on how quickly we accomplish our deliverables and our objectives. So objective 1 for the Children's Emergency Hostel is to develop and present a comprehensive impact evaluation program. The second objective is to provide financial support to this home. And the third objective is to raise the budget to host annual summer camp. So this didn't happen in 2015, but it did in 2014. And it's very important that we're able to include that for every year that comes from now on. The next big initiative, the Elizabeth Estates Children's Home, which in the 3-year goal is to have a specialized and hands-on outreach program that engages at-risk teens to steer them towards steady career choices by 2017, our 3-year strategic plan. So the first objective is to engage the students in one-day work-study programs. Second objective is to line the 17-year-old leaving residents up with internships, jobs, or schools, because once you're 18, you're out of the childcare system. And then our third objective is to continue to provide general support in our program. So, once again, if you want more information on that, you can contact myself or Cranston to see exactly how we get there and will you fit into this category. Thirdly, we have Flow to You, which is our young adult mentorship night. It's a lot of fun. I must just put that in there. And the coordinator for this is Trey. Our 3 year goal is to have an adult mentorship program that fosters growth and produces youth leaders by 2017. Objective one being to engage 30 young adult volunteers. Objective two is to get 12 per year of those volunteers to become certified youth leaders. And objective three is to develop a curriculum that will serve as a guide to the basic areas of young adulthood, meaning that we have a curriculum for the Elizabeth Estates Home and the Bahamas Children's Emergency Hostel, but not at this point for Flow to You. We just want a basic guide to say September we'll do this, October we'll focus on that, November we'll go here, and our ultimate goal is to see this. And hopefully that's developed in the very near future. Now, very, very important to take note of when you want donations, when you want sponsorship and funding, it's very important that people not only see what you do and how you do it, but what do you expect to see once you've done this? Are you doing it just because it's cool, because it sounds good, because it's a lot of fun? What should we expect from people that are involved and have gone through your system of programs? And are they connected? Does it make sense that you're at one place and then you go to the next place and to the next place? Is it jumbled up or does it make sense? So this is how we flow, essentially, no pun intended. So for our children ages 0 to 11, we this is what we want to see. At-risk children in homes develop life skills, work ethic, and problem-solving skills, and we track them as they move up the child services system. Then once they get to 12, these at-risk teams within the home system continue to develop life skills with moral ethics and volunteerism and are exposed to life and career choices. It's a crucial age, so that's really what they need. Then, this is important, they are fed into work, college, or are engaged in flow initiatives. So this is also a route of replenishing the amount of volunteers that we have as people get older or decide that they want to move on to different initiatives. Now, young adults, which is us, um, these will be both general at-risk youth, which is define some of who we are in our personal lives, and teens from the home system that chose to join Flow at age 18, and we engage them in further skill development with a strong outreach component. So people in this age group, which is most of you listening to me right now, will be the ones that go out into the community and essentially make things happen. Now, that feeds into the community, like I said, and young Bahamians connected to Flow are engaged in targeting and involving Bahamians in community outreach. Does that sound familiar? Because if it does, that's actually what our mission statement is. So, as you can tell, the way we flow takes us all the way back to what our mission and vision are. So our current partners and affiliates are people that we work with to help make Flow a success. And I can tell you that this list has expanded since this presentation is made. We keep getting more and more people that believe in us and are on board and want to see the change that we want to see. So to if you have a glance, you will see the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Bahamas Youth Network, Four Walls Down, St. Andrew's Presbyterian Kirk, the Bahamas Children's Emergency Hostel, the Elizabeth Estates Children's Home, Kingdom Building Fellowship, Gippies Printing, Foundation of the Word Ministries, the Public Hospitals Association, Sandilands Mental Rehabilitation Center, Pinewood Urban Renewal of Otto Bain, who's a graphic designer, Young Marine Explorers, the Bahamas National Trust. We've recently gotten Brighter Bahamas on board, lots and lots and lots of people. And we have some informal advisors in which we hope to establish a formal advisory board soon. They include Dr. Sandra Smith, who's the pastor at Foundation of the Word Ministries and the certified John Maxwell coach, Mr. Jared Wims, the CEO of the Lemonade Stand, Mr. Javon Smith, he's the Bahamas Market Learning and Development Manager at Starbucks. Mr. Ryan Brown is the Assistant Vice President and Legal Officer at Credit Suisse. Ms. Nikita Shio Roll, the Director of Young Marine Explorers, and Ms. Portia Sweeting, the Director of Education at the Bahamas National Trust. So that board of advisors will essentially be skilled people that all have different strong points that will guide us as to where we should go. And that's how we're successful, because one person may know about organizational development, someone else will know about fundraising, someone else will know about marketing, someone else will know about finances, so on and so forth. Now, financial outlook. It says under construction, we've been doing lots of work to figure out exactly what flow needs to function efficiently and effectively. But I actually do have something that I want to show you with regards to that. So once that's added in, that will actually conclude the presentation. So if you would just bear with me for a moment, I am going to pull up um, the document that includes financial outlook. But I want you to think for a moment, even as I pull this up, how much money do you actually think it takes to run Flow? Is it $100? Is it $1,000? This is our strategic plan. I'm browsing through the, by the way, and you can request a copy of this if you want. It's kind of long, so I don't want to just print it for no reason. But if we go down, 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 yes, I know I write a lot. I put a lot of work into this. Here, you will see our financial outlook for this 3-year strategic plan. So, anticipated expenditure is the amount of money that we expect to spend, and this is annual. This is not for 3 years. So, programs and administration, $26,968. Sounds like a lot, I know, but I'll explain. And overhead and supplementary costs, which are additional costs that don't include running and the administration of our programs, is $3,032. And so our total expenditure or our budget that we want to raise in 1 year is $30,000. Now, anticipated revenues are the money that we wish to see come in. So unrestricted grants are grants in which people will basically give us money and say, I want to support your organization. Here's my money, which is very important that we do the right thing with it. We want to raise $17,640 in unrestricted grants. And restricted grants will be people that say, spend this on that to make your organization better. Do not spend my money on anything else. And for what we need, we can afford to raise $9,328 that way. And this may be confusing to some people that aren't familiar with finances. It actually took a lot for me to get to this point. But thanks to our financial advice, we were able to get here. But as you can see, our revenues is only at $26,968. It's not 30,000. You don't have to put a lot of thought into it. So then we have to do some personal fundraising to raise that extra $30,032. So the grants won't pay for our overhead and supplementary costs. They will have to raise funds for that. So we're going to look a little bit at the breakdown. I'm not going to read everything here, but as you can see, we have put the planning into what needs to make this run. Even though we're a ministry, even though we're an organization, this is important to make sure that we are successful. So basically, I'll go through what the programs cost. Our program that we run at the hostel will cost us $7,473 a year. You can get this document to see why. Our program at the Elizabeth Estates will cost us $5,015 a year. FLO will cost us $4,680 a year. Our community outreach events and activities will cost us $3,167 a year. Our workshops, meetings, and things of that sort will cost us another $4,280 a year to make sure now that we run fluently, efficiently, and effectively. We can work with much less than this, but will we really achieve our goals, or will we continue? Well, let me not say that, but will we be someone that people laugh at and say that they're not a real organization because they don't even have a budget of $10,000? And let me tell you, a $30,000 budget is not a lot of money. If we work together and we execute these programs effectively, we can make this happen. So miscellaneous costs will be things that we've been doing, but we've been borrowing or getting from other people that we need for ourselves. And they bring us up to the $30,000 essentially. So with that being said, if you have any questions about our budget and our finances, feel free to approach me about them. I just want to turn this screen share off so you can look at my wonderful face for a minute. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is while this is a lot of detailed information and I didn't even explain everything in full details, not everyone's going to be interested in seeing all of this information. How do you get all of this across to people that will potentially volunteer or be donors? Well, the answer is we refer them to our website. So Young Marine Explorers has very graciously allowed us to use their domain. to create a Flow website that's still in the works, but I want to share it with you so that you understand how it works. So the URL is www.flowbahamas.org, and I'm about to share my screen once again, um, just to show you what it looks like. And let me just take a moment to make sure that it's up. Okay, so this is our website. Um, this is what it looks like when you go to www.flowbahamas.org. Let me warn you that it's different on mobile. So you want to encourage people to go to the bottom and click on web view rather than mobile view. So we have a few tabs, and on the homepage, this is what you'll see. It's a little welcome using our Flow characters that our graphic artist drafted up for us. And then you'll see what is Flow. And then in this section, Flow campaigns, you'll see our videos over here, anything that we have up. As you know, we're raising money for computers for the hostel. Some images, our vision is there, our mission is there. What does Flow do? Here's the same chart that you saw. Um, and then the outcome chart that you saw, these are important things that people will see right away. And at the bottom, you have an appeal. So this is saying we need money. Running Flow is not free, and we want to make this impact, but it's impossible to do so without money, without volunteers, without staff. It can't happen. So this is our little appeal. So then if you click over to our programs, then you get exactly what I just went through. This is just a little excerpt about how our programs make us feel. Once again, we're sticking to that fun brand where people look and feel like, hey, it's blue and it's youth leaders and it looks like a lot of fun. So you have the children's outreach that's here, the Bahamas Children's Emergency Hostel, saying how many kids we reach, some photos of our activities. I want to thank Alanda specifically for what she did when we had our vacation Bible school in 2014. She did great documenting it with photos. Oh, maybe I should hide that. And then our teens outreach is here at the Elizabeth Estates. Photos, once again, in the description. Guys, we're really doing good to be able to have this website. Um, Young adult outreach. Flow to you is here. Some photos, once again, description. Good stuff. And then it talks about community outreach, which will be city lights and all of the other activities and partnerships that we participate in. So that's not going to go on this page. That's going to go in our community corner, which is not done, like I said. And then we have vlogs, um, which will be, we have a blog page that I want to keep. So I made this page vlogs, which is a video blog. So this video is going to be here on our vlog page, but nothing's here yet because this is new. And then we have a page about our team. So some of these images are going to need to change. Like this one, I've already used it. But basically, our executive board is going to be here. And we may make some, include the names of all of our volunteers and staff. So once again, you have all of the executives and their photos and a quote of about Flow from their hearts there. And then, like I said, YME sponsored us the website. So there's a link that takes you to their website page. Now, that's pretty much all I wanted to update you on concerning what we're doing. So if you have any questions, queries, concerns, comments, anything you feel, if you're still cut out to be a part of this movement, if you still want to be a part of it, let me know, or let someone on the executive board know. We want to move forward. I want you to know that it's a lot of talking, it's a lot of work. I have a full-time job, I'm in school. I have excuses that can say, I don't need to be doing this research, as we all do. I'm no better. I'm no more important. I'm no more special. I'm no more intelligent or hardworking than anyone. I've seen all of you in action, and it impresses and encourages me. So don't let your excuses dictate what you do and flow. Decide, I want to make a difference in this society. I've seen the way these kids live, and they need a support system. They do. Are you going to do something about it? Or are you not? And if you are, flow is your outlet to do something about it. Take me seriously for this moment. And if you're not, then it's okay to leave the movement. But we need people that are going to be passionate about seeing development or even participating in Flow to You if you don't want to go to home. It's all about your growth, your development, seeing you be the best person that you can be. A lot of you admire the fact that for my age, I've been very successful with my job and with school, and I'm very independent and I'm single and I can do it, and y'all don't know how. I'm not more special than anyone else. I did all of the things that everybody my age did, and I decided I wanted to see it change. And it's impacted my spiritual life, my education, my career. every aspect of my life has been improved because of flow and because of God and what God could do. So if you want that to be you, don't make any excuses. Find a ride, catch the bus, do whatever you have to do. When Flow started, I was not working. I was not in school. I did not have a vehicle. I walked in the suit to go meet with these people, me and Cranston. We've come a long way, and people are now on board with us. This is my appeal to you. Decide whether or not you're going to participate or be around or support or get people to support and play your role. I believe that we can make a difference. And I believe that this is not a waste of time. This is important, and we can achieve what we want to achieve while ourselves growing as individuals. Thank you very much for your attention.